Today I want to show you how to use those weeds, dynamic accumulators on your yard and in your property to their full advantage as fertilizers. So the first technique that I'm going to show you is a steeped or fermented tea. This is where I'm going to take dandelions and mullein because those are the things growing the most in my yard right now. And I'm going to cut them up and put them into a bucket, leaving the root system intact. I leave the root system so that it continue to do its job of decompacting the soil and pulling up more nutrients, as well as there is nutrients in that rootstock, so it'll just feed the area around it. Anyways, back to the tea. So we grab pieces, we put them in a bucket. I fill it about 3/4 of the way full. You're gonna want, ideally, you'd want to chop this up as much as possible. I was a little lazy, so instead I put 1 pot of boiling water in and then filled the rest up with just tap water. After it's filled up, you want to weigh it down to the best of your ability. I just used a rock and then put a lid on it. You do want this lid to have an air gap so that air can get in and it doesn't go anaerobic, which makes it go stinky and produces a different type of bacteria that we don't want. Lastly, every day I'm going to give this a stir. I am going to let this steep for about 3 days. You can let it steep. It's recommended for 2 to 3 weeks. That just seems like a little long for me. So once it's finished, or here's day 1, 2, and 3 of giving it a stir. Now that it's finished, we're going to harvest it. And you can use this, if it's only 3 days, directly on your plants. I'm going to dilute mine. If you wait the 2-week mark, you definitely want to dilute it before you put it on the roots or spray it on the plants. Because there's mullein in it, this can also be used as an insecticide on your plants. And then it will also, just in general, give nutrients back to both the plant and the rootstock. The second way that we can use these plants is as a chop and drop method. So I've said this a few times in my videos or on my posts, and chop and drop just means you cut the leaves off the plant or you cut the entire plant itself and you just drop it where you want those nutrients to go. And as that plant breaks down, those nutrients that it has pulled from the subsoil, they will break down and be highly bioavailable to your plants. So you get to fertilize them with a wide range of nutrients rather than just nitrogen, just potassium, just phosphorus, and a lot of those micronutrients like calcium and magnesium. So with this mullein, it's been growing really big in my flower bed. So for me, that's saying that my flower bed, or at least the edge of my flower bed, is probably missing some of these nutrients. So I'm going to lay some of these around some of my flowers, especially the ones that are spent, so that, really those nutrients get into the root system. And then the rest of this, I'm going to lay around some of my fruit trees. And then when we do get around to getting the mulch, the wood chips, then I will just put the wood chips on top, essentially making a lasagna type compost right underneath my plants. So there you go. 2 ways to use those weeds